Right, joining us now is the Deputy Director of Disaster Risk Reduction at NEMA, Daniel Ubong. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight tonight. Tell us more about this disaster risk strategy. I mean, what exactly should we look forward to in this plan? What does it entail?
Thank you for having me in this studio, and let me also express my appreciation to those watching us from the other side. I'm the Director, Disaster Risk Reduction. Well, the intention of the plan is to set out modalities, set out timelines, set out specific actions, bring out statutory ministries, departments, and agencies that will involve in the implementation of the plan. We have realized that disaster management is everybody's business. And this plan, in particular, is a shift from hitherto ways of having the issues of disasters being addressed in our country. Before, disaster management was known in the perspective of relief assistance, where people will know disaster management by the materials, mattresses, bins, food items they have collected. Disaster risk reduction is a new thing, a new philosophy that has been adopted by the UN in 1990. Every country is to design measures, activities that will lead to or unveil the causes of disaster risk.
So you said since 1990, so this is 2023. Has NEMA started this?
Yes, before now, there were some policies, frameworks at the global level. We had what we called HOGO framework that came into force from 2005 to 2015. In that framework, the United Nations did not build in the midterm review to assess the actions that have been taken by countries and see how the deadline of 2015 will be met. That was one of the gaps in that framework. So
did we skip did we meet the deadline of 2015?
The 2015 deadline was met, but actions and activities that will lead to reducing existing risk and preventing new ones from coming were not realized.
Right.
So these 2015 to 2030 framework that we call Sendai framework has realized that. And in May, there was what we call midterm review of the Sendai framework to identify what has been achieved from 2015 to 2022 and what are the gaps that will be needed to address.
So are you able to tell us what the gaps are?
Yes, what we realized was that there were some challenges, including limited capacity by some countries, inadequate funding by some countries, lack of political will, because disaster risk reduction.
Tell us about Nigeria.
Nigeria, exactly.
Okay, in Nigeria,
exactly. Yeah.
What we have noticed, as I said earlier, is that disaster management, the understanding of disaster at the first instance was not adequate. Our colleagues, Nigerians, know disaster management in terms of relief intervention. So knowing disaster risk, that it's synonymous to development. Disaster risk is synonymous to good governance.
So going forward, what are we likely to see, if we can close on this? Going forward, what are we likely to see from NEMA to communities and individuals and people who are in dire need or hit by disaster?
Especially the early warning signs.
The intention for this strategy action plan is to strengthen early warning, especially on the aspect of compliance. Because when NIMET will give early warning on rainfall, Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency will give early warning on flood. It is not left at that point. It must be driven to the grassroots. What is the level of effectiveness? And we have realized that compliance level has been very low.
Wish we had enough time to find out exactly why compliance has been low. Maybe there's not enough public enlightenment and all of that. But we have to say thank you so much, Dr. Daniel Ubong, Deputy Director. Director of Disaster Risk Strategy, NEMA. Thank you so much for joining us.